Looking for something new for the next potluck, get together, or dinner side dish? This is Bloody Mary pasta salad. Not very common, but extremely delicious. Packed with crispy bacon, Genoa salami, white cheddar cheese, olives, red onions, tomatoes, celery, and a delicious dressing. You want to know how to make this? Keep watching. Okay, let me show you the ingredients to make Bloody Mary pasta salad. I'm going to use rotini, and in the description box I'm going to put the full recipe because I'm only doing half. I'm using 3 strips of bacon, and what you need is some Bloody Mary mix. And I bought the Zing Zang Bloody Mary mix. It has everything included. Now if you're a bartender or you know how to make drinks and make Bloody Marys, then do the best and make it fresh. That takes 1 cup. I'm going to go ahead and make the full recipe of the dressing, but everything else I'm going to do in half. It takes 6 tablespoons of olive oil. You need white sharp cheddar cheese. You need olives that are sliced. I bought them pre-sliced. You need some cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. I bought a medley. You need some celery, and I'm changing it up. Traditionally, it doesn't come with Genoa salami. I'm adding salami to this recipe. So I got my pasta. I'm going to do half. The normal recipe calls for 12 ounces of uncooked pasta. I'm going to just do 2 cups. And if you want a little zip in it, you can add some horseradish. But the Worcestershire, the celery seed, and everything's in the Bloody Mary mix by Zing Zang that I think you guys will love. So let me put the camera on pause. Let's get cooking. While my pasta's boiling, don't forget to salt the water. I didn't show you any salt. You have to put salt in the pasta water. That's the only chance you get to season it. And this is the Zing Zang, and it calls for 1 cup. Like I said, this is for a full 1 pound of pasta, but I'm only going to do half. But I like a lot of dressing, and anything I don't use I will just keep. And then to that you have to add 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. So that's what I'll be using. And this turns the Bloody Mary mix into a dressing. You know, it emulsifies it. 3, 4, 5, 6. You just want to mix this together. And like I said, if you're a bartender and know how to make Bloody Marys, and you don't have to buy the mix, you can just make it. And it's funny, when 30 years ago when I would board a plane, I would always order a Bloody Mary. I don't know why, but that's the only time that I could drink a Bloody Mary. It's not my drink of choice. I really don't drink, but it was just something about having a Bloody Mary on a plane. So now let me get the pasta. My pasta's not quite ready. I bought the cubed sharp white cheddar, so I'm gonna cut them into smaller cubes with the knife, just so they'll be easier to eat. And I'm just cutting them in half. I was gonna cut them in quarters, but I'm just cutting these in half. Okay, I've got my Genoa salami, and I'm just going to roughly cut this into smaller pieces. You don't have to add salami. Traditionally, Bloody Mary salad has bacon. And for me, the bacon kind of loses its kick if you don't eat it all that day. I had this at a potluck and it was absolutely delicious. So I thought I'd add salami to it because it stores better and easier in the refrigerator. The pasta's ready. Now I'm going to go ahead and drain it and rinse it in ice cold water. Okay, so that's 1/3 of a cup of olives that have already been pre-sliced in half. And this is about 1/3 of a cup of celery. And I'm just using a handful of grape tomatoes. I'm not going to cut them in half. And I crunched the bacon up with my hand so it would be crunchy. I did it in the microwave. And now I'm adding the Genoa salami. Yeah, this salad was delicious at a cookout. I wanted to give you guys something different for all the holidays coming up in this next couple seasons. So most people aren't hip to Bloody Mary salad. So you want to definitely make sure your dressing is mixed together very well. And I'm only going to start with half because, like I said, this is made for a full pound of pasta. Last, I'm adding the cheese because I wanted to make sure that the pasta was totally cooled because I don't want it melted or looking gooey or gloopy in the pasta salad. So yeah, this needs to go in the refrigerator for a minimum of 1 hour, and then it'll be ready to serve and all the flavors meld together. Like I said, if you like Bloody Marys or like something different, this is definitely the perfect salad for a cookout or a family gathering or get together. And if you want a little zip, I didn't add the horseradish, but you can definitely add a little horseradish to this. Oh yeah, guys, don't kill me. I forgot the red onion. I knew something was missing. Need a little bit of red onion to go in this salad. So I'm just cutting this up. Since I'm making a half portion, you don't need much. Technically, you need more like a quarter of a cup of onion, but I'm not using that much. You want a small dice. And that's how you cut it up really small. Okay, I'm adding the red onion to this so you can see it. It's not a whole lot because, like I said, this is a small portion. And I do have one friend who said they'd take half of this off my hands because they've had it before. So I'm just going to mix this together and then put it back in the refrigerator. And for those of you who've been here before, welcome back. You guys know I upload 2 videos a week, and I always tell a controversial joke and add an inspirational quote at the end of my videos. So I'm going to let this chill and let the pasta absorb the sauce so you can really get a good look at it. Then I'll come back and tell you guys my joke. Okay guys, here's my joke. A guy is driving around the backwoods and sees a sign in front of a broken down shanty style house. Talking dog for sale. He rings the doorbell and the owner appears and tells him the dog's in the backyard. The guy goes into the backyard and sees a nice looking Labrador retriever sitting there. Do you talk? He says. Yep, the lab replies after the guy recovers from the shock of hearing a dog talk. He says, so what's your story? The lab looks up and says, well, I discovered that I could talk when I was pretty young. I wanted to help the government, so I told the CIA. In no time at all, they had me jetting from country to country, sitting in rooms of spies and world leaders, because no one figured a dog could talk. I was one of the most valuable spies for the 8 years running, but the jetting around really tired me out, and I knew I wasn't getting any younger. So I decided to settle down. I signed up for a job at the airport to do some undercover security, wandering around near suspicious characters and listening in. I uncovered some incredible dealings, and I was awarded a batch of medals. I got married, had a mess of puppies, and now I'm just retired. The guy is amazed. He goes back and asks the owner, what do you want for the dog? He says, $10. The guy says, $10? This dog is amazing. Why on earth would you sell him for so cheap? Because the dog's a bloody liar. Oh my God. I thought that was funny. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. And let me know if you try this. It's definitely different. Most people aren't hip to a Bloody Mary pasta salad, but it's really delicious. And I apologize for forgetting the onions, but I caught them at the last minute. You know your girl don't like to cook it. I'm very unorganized in the kitchen with recipes. But anyway, love you all. God bless, and hope to see you on the next one. And this dish is absolutely amazing. See you next time.